Hello everyone, welcome to this new series of dual fuel engine training course in which I am going to run through various topics on this dual fuel engine, which is MEGI. Just to introduce myself, my name is Praveen Kumar Sharma. I am a chief engineer working on board LNG carrier since last 18 years, and I am graduate of MERI Kolkata 1996-2000 batch pass out. As a marine professional, I have worked on different type of ship, which includes crude, product, chemical, LPGs and various type of LNG carrier. My maximum span of chief engineer tenure been on LNG carrier with different types including electric propulsion vessel, where I have worked on AGPODs and ABB and General Electric propulsion system. At the same time, different type of dual fuel engine. So in this series, I am going to start a training course on MEGI, which is the first two-stroke dual fuel engine presented into the marine market by MAN. So in this training course, you will see the various topics in which MAN engine MEGI is explained. But before we begin, I am going to give you an overview about what is a dual fuel engine and why we are going to have a dual fuel engine now for the conventional vessel also.
Are your promotions slow? Not getting the respect that you deserve on board ship? If you are a marine engineer who is looking for faster promotions and earning respect on ship, then don't worry, Merchant Navy Decoded has your back. Introducing excellence packages for every rank now. You want to learn about purifiers, compressors, electronics, automation, MEGI engines, RT-Flex, ME engines. Don't worry, we are there. Learn anytime, online, offline, whether you are on land or on board ship. Engineers who invest on upgrading themselves, they lead. What are you waiting for? Go to the description box and you will find different ranks, different excellence packages. Start investing now. Jai Mata.
Till recently, the dual fuel engine were only preferred on LNG carrier because LNG cargo is used as a fuel since inception of LNG carrier. But now, because of the IMO rules and regulation, which is going to be more tighter and tighter, even conventional vessels are all opting for the dual fuel engine. And on the dual fuel engine categories also, the natural gas powered engine is more preferred. So here we are going to discuss these topics, that why natural gas is only going to become a favorable choice for the shipping industry for conventional vessel as a future fuel. What are the basic properties, and thereafter we will discuss what is dual fuel engine, its background, various dual fuel engine operating cycle, how to classify different type of dual fuel engine which is already in the market, and then on the operating cycle we will see the Otto cycle engine, which is more favorable choice for DF engine now, why and what are the pros and cons. In this context we will also discuss what is called methane slip and what are the drawbacks of a Otto cycle engine. So this series, please go through each topics, which will be very informative right from the beginning. So first we are going to discuss what is natural gas. As the name suggests, natural gas means this is a gaseous fuel. The natural state of this fuel is in gas form, and this is a gas gifted by the nature. This is not a byproduct. We are not producing natural gas in any refinery or any other industry. So natural gas is a gas which is given by the nature. And what are the composition of natural gas? 88 to 95% of composition of natural gas comprises methane, and thereafter there are certain fraction which consist of ethane, propane, butane, pentane, CO2 and nitrogen. But these are in minor components. So whenever we talk about natural gas, we are actually referring to methane, because methane is the single most important component of natural gas. Now the question comes, why natural gas now for the shipping industry as a new fuel? So the logic behind that natural gas is the cleanest hydrocarbon fuel available on earth. Why cleanest now? As the natural gas consists of methane, which is 88 to 95%, and what is the chemical formula of methane? CH4. The carbon component of hydrocarbon fuel is going to produce the CO2, which is undesirable component, and whereas hydrogen is the useful component which gives us energy, and the byproduct is water vapor. It results in a harmless component which is water vapor, which disperses to atmosphere. So if the hydrocarbon fuel is chosen which is methane, it is containing the least carbon, so it is called the cleanest hydrocarbon fuel. We cannot have any other hydrocarbon fuel which is having less than one carbon atom. That is why natural gas is preferred choice, because it is a cleanest hydrocarbon fuel available on earth, and this will serve as a transition fuel at least for next 15 to 20 years before we get some carbon neutral fuel with similar properties and the advantages. Since this is a cleanest hydrocarbon fuel, this is going to give substantial reduction in CO2, where we don't have any means to reduce the CO2 emission. There is no technology at this juncture in shipping which is available like SOx and NOx, which can reduce the pollution by external means. Here there is nothing. So by choosing natural gas as a future fuel, we can have a drastic reduction in CO2 which is close to 25 to 30%. We can get instantly, rather than choosing in different means which can reduce CO2 by fraction. Natural gas is also considered the safest gas fuel for the usage. This is another very important property of natural gas which makes it very superior fuel for the usage on board the ship. So this is the safest gas also. How it is safest gas, we will explain you little later. This is the only fuel in the market where the buyer is paying the cost as per quality and not quantity. Very unique property, because natural gas is bought and sold in terms of energy unit which is called MMBTU. This is a energy unit similar to kilojoule. This is British thermal unit and metric million. That is how this fuel is sold and bought. So the buyer will pay as per the energy it is receiving, not the quantity. How many metric ton, how many meter cube, that is not the basis of payment in this fuel. The natural gas reserve is sufficient to fulfill the requirement for next 60 years. So this is having a lot of potential, and that is why shipping industry is very much in favor of choosing this fuel in place of other fuel like methanol, ethanol, dimethyl ether or ammonia, which are not coming even very close to natural gas. Natural gas is available worldwide, so there is no restriction for the vessel to go to that particular place. Bunkering facility and infrastructure is all over available in the world. At present, this is relatively cheaper as compared to other fossil fuel, and in the long run this is going to be proved that reduced maintenance cost as well, because this is very clean fuel, and that will enhance the overhauling interval of the component of the engine. So these are various logic that why we are choosing natural gas as a future fuel. As you can see in this slide, that natural gas having a potential to reduce the CO2 by 25%, NOx 85 to 90%, SOx and particulate matter almost nil. And this is the result after without treatment. There is no treatment required, and this is the result. That is why natural gas is becoming the future fuel choice for the industry. It has potential to reduce the emission as compared to HFO to a great extent, and that is why this is becoming the favorable choice. And as you can see the fleet buys, how the pollution is going to affect the shipping world. As per the fleet, the container which are having the biggest engine, and they are going to pollute the most. So now the IMO is tightening the norms, and accordingly all the shipping industry is going to adopt a dual fuel engine with an alternative fuel, mostly natural gas, to reduce the pollution from the shipping industry. What are the basic properties of natural gas which we must know? Because natural gas will be the fuel, so we need to know how this gas will behave when we are going to use on board the ship. Natural gas is colorless and odorless gas. You cannot see, you cannot smell the gas. This is a non-toxic fuel. It means that if somebody is inhaling by mistake, is not going to have any health hazard. Natural gas is lighter than air, very important property. It means that it disperses very fast. It is having very high auto ignition temperature, close to 595. That is why it is preferred, because this is very much safe against the explosion risk or instant fire risk. This natural gas is also having higher LEL as compared to other gases. LEL of natural gas is close to 5% by volume, whereas other gases like LPG, which is propane or butane, they are having LEL close to 1.8 or 2% by volume. And on top of that, these gases are heavier than air, so they remain settle on the ground, which is very risky to form a flammable mixture. This natural gas is having very high expansion ratio, 600 times. It means that natural gas can be converted into liquid form and the volume will shrink by 600 times. This gives a great reduction in volume and storage space, so we can keep the natural gas in liquid form in a very small container and a large quantity of fuel in terms of energy. This is the cleanest gas or fuel available on earth. So these are the property which makes us very confident to choose a future fuel as natural gas.